Yeah, hi, I'm Dave Neely. I do a lot of repairs on guitars, a lot of custom work, a lot of restorations. Just finished doing a lot of broken necks, a lot of, band damage, a lot of road damage. But,
Tell me some of the people you've worked with. Like some of the repairs that you've done.
Christ.
Repairs
I was
for.
born in Nashville, so I grew up working in Nashville with Chet Atkins and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, all those guys. And when I came to California, actually I was on tour with Waylon. And we were coming out here all the time, so I made a lot of friends out here in Los Angeles. So they asked me, hey, you ought to move out here. So there was a point in time in the early 80s when I had a chance to do that. So I moved out here and I came out and started my business here in Los Angeles, and I started working with all kinds of people, Crosby, Stills and Nash. I had met a lot of these people through Waylon. The Beach Boys, gosh, I can't think offhand. It was Larry Carlton and all these players, It's just most of the top people in the industry in both cities, Los Angeles and Nashville.
What are like three pieces of advice that you'd give guitar players in general about, how to deal with repairs and how to maintain their instrument?
Well, first of all, don't do anything you see on the internet. Anything you read on the internet is usually very misleading. You should get professional advice, probably from me. There are certain things you need to know how to do, like how to restring your guitar. You should also know when it shifts, because guitars are made out of wood, so they move around. So they're going to move about every 6 months or so. You're going to notice that it's time to get it set. It's time to get it maintained. So other than that, you got to go to a guy like me that's got the skills, the tools, the expertise. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. Setups for guitars work in a very step-by-step manner. If you start here and go to here and then come back here, you will not get 100% of the job. You can start at the beginning, go to the end, then you get a primo setup.
And how much do your setups usually run?
I charge $90 for most every guitar, unless it's something crazy like a Rickenbacker 12-string, which is hell to try to work on. I charge about $120 for that one.
Like when I first came out here, I'd use a guy across the street who was horrible.
Oh, it's Nick.
I forgot who the hell the guy, long hair, Japanese guy.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of guys come and go.
How do people find quality repair people?
Well, I tell you what, man, I've got a kick-ass website. If you go to my website, you'll see, it's the real deal. If you see other people that are working out of their apartment, they've got no security and they've got no insurance, you don't go there.
What do you think about the LA music scene in general?
It's tough on bands. There's some pretty good bands around, but they got this crazy system in these clubs where you have to buy a block of tickets and then you have to sell them on your own. And if you can sell them all, you'll make a little money, and that's kind of tough on bands. I know a lot of my clients that are on tour, they're doing pretty well, especially in Texas. Texas pays, they like to hear music in Texas. Now, LA is a little bit like that. There's a lot of places to play, but this crazy thing of buying a block of tickets and selling them is just weird. When I was doing gigs as a kid, we got paid X amount a week, and we played for weeks on end.
What's the best show you've ever seen? The greatest show? Is there one that that's memorable?
Man, I just saw Jeff Beck do his rock and roll party, which was a tribute to Les Paul, and he did all the songs out of the 50s, and it was out of this world. That was one of the finest shows I think I've ever seen, ever. And it was funny because it was just like nothing modern, and it's not his Jeff Beck, whammy kind of deal. He was just playing like an ES-175. They were doing like Elvis songs, like they were doing like Hound Dog and stuff like that. It was just out of this world. They sounded great. And that was just last month.